Hi, I'm Robert Osborne. The area in Africa known as Belgian Congo, at the time our last movie, The Nun Story, was made, is now called the Democratic Republic of Congo. For nearly 60 years, it had been a Dutch colony and a hotbed of strife and warfare as the people there fought for their independence. That conflict inspired many movies over the decades, and our next film is certainly one of them. It has the distinction of being released the same year that Congo did get its independence. The title is The Sins of Rachel Cade. It's from 1961, with Angie Dickinson playing the title role, that of a missionary working in the African jungles, although her duties are affected by romantic complications. Peter Finch is a charismatic Belgian administrator with his eye on Angie, but she has her eyes on a handsome RAF pilot played by Roger Moore. Now, for Angie Dickinson, this is a movie she made not long after working with John Wayne and Dean Martin in the blockbuster Rio Bravo. Further adding to her new status was the fact she'd been the primary female in the 1960 version of Ocean's 11 with Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Sammy Davis Jr. So Angie's career was red hot. And just as Peter Finch has his eyes on Angie in this movie, moviegoers around the world were now keeping their eyes on Angie as well. Meanwhile, Peter Finch at this point was well known back on his home turf in England, but was just becoming familiar to moviegoers here in the U.S. It actually wouldn't be until 15 years later, though, that he'd make the film which made him a household name in America, the movie Network, in which Finch delivered the famous Paddy Chayefsky line, "I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore." Roger Moore's days as James Bond were still in the future. It was in fact right after making our movie that Roger began 8 years on television playing the suave, sleuth Simon Templar, also known as the Saint. But here in Africa, with a cast that also includes Scatman Crothers, Rayford Johnson, Juano Hernandez, Mary Wicks, and Woody Strode, from Warner Brothers and directed by Gordon Douglas, The Sins of Rachel Cade.